Good morning, students. Today I am continuing here chapter 3rd, and today's topic is comment line. So, what do you understand by comment line? So, comment line are called the non-executable statements in Java program or any other programming language. There are different types of comments available in Java. Number first is single line comment, that is represented by double forward slash. So we can use this comment in this way, and this comment is only used for a single line. Second type of comment is multi-line comment, that is represented by slash star, and there may be some statements then star slash. So we can use this statement in this way. So multiple lines which will be the inside the slash star and star slash are comes in the multi-line comments. And the third category of comment is document comment. This is mostly works similar to a multi-line comment, but here the representation of this comment is slash double star, and whatever we want to write inside these comments, and then slash star is a end point of the document comment. So in this way we can use the document comment in our programs. Now the next important topic is class, instance, local and global variables. So what do you understand by the class variable, instance variable, local variable and global variable? So local variables are the variables which are declared inside any function. The scope of these variables will be only inside in that function in which they are declared, whereas the global variables are declared outside all the functions. So we can use these functions outside all the functions, so we can use these variables in any functions of a class. The scope of global variables will be available in all the functions of a class. Next is a instance function, non-static variable. Instance variable, non-static variable is called a instance variable of a class, and class variable, no static variable of a class is called a class variable. The major difference between an instance variable and class variable: individual copy is generate of instance variables for every object, whereas in case of class variable only one copy will be generated, and each object will share the copy of this. And class and instance both are the global variables. Now see the example for better understand this. There is the class demo, and there is the variables x and y which is non-static. So these are called the instance variable. So individual copy will be generated for every object. That's why they are called instance variable. Z is here static variable. So this is called a class variable, and only one copy will be generated, and each object will share the copy of Z. And x, y and z, all these are called the global variables here because they are declared outside all the functions in a class. Now here a and b variable which is declared inside a function input, so they are called a local variable. The scope of these variables will be only inside the input function. In the function display, there is the two more variables c and d. These are also called local variables because they are declared inside a function display. So we cannot use these variables outside the display function. Now default value of a primitive data type, when we are not assigning a value to a variable and suppose we want to print the value of that variable, then system will print the default value. So the default value of integer is 0 and default value of short is 0, default value of byte is 0, whereas default value of long is 0L. So L is a suffix for represent the long value. Default value of float is 0.0f, whereas default value of double is 0.0, or we can write a 0.0d. So d is a optional in default, and the default value of boolean is false, whereas the default value of character is null. Now the next topic is find the Unicode character of a number. So there are the two steps we can find the Unicode character by these steps. Number first is find the hexadecimal number of a given number, and in second step write 4 digits of hexadecimal number with /u sign if there if the value is in single digit, then we will add 3 digit on the left hand side. If the value is in 2 digit, then we will add the 2 zeros, or if there is there are 3 digits, so we will add only 1 0. Now see the example. Find the Unicode of 150. So first find the hexadecimal number of 150. So for finding the hexadecimal number, the number will be divided by 16. So 16 divided by 16, we are dividing 150. So this will goes 9 times and the remainder is 6. And after that, there are no possibilities here to go more. So the hexadecimal number of 150 is 96. We will write this number from bottom to top, and this is the 2 digits, so we will add the 2 0 before the 96. So the Unicode character of this will be /u0096. Now take one more example is here. Now we want to find the Unicode character of 255. So first find the hexadecimal number of 255. So 16 multiplied by 15. So the remainder will become here 14, and in hexadecimal number 10 will be start from A, 11 will be B, and so on. So the 14 will become E, and after this the next time this will not go. So now the hexadecimal number is of 255 is 15E. Then the Unicode character of this will be /u015E. Now the next important topic is L value and R value. So L value is represent location value of a variable, whereas R value is represent the real value or read value of a variable. So location value is also called address of variable, memory address of variable, and these are represented by reference data type, whereas R value is represented by primitive data type, and these are also called the actual value of a variable. Now see, the example is here. Suppose we are storing 10 in a variable a, and suppose this is the memory diagram. A is a variable and the value of a is 10, and the memory address of this is 1000. So from this diagram, L value of a will be 1000 and the R value of a will be 10.